Well, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Not Hartung Family Farms. This is the final Not Hartung Family Farms video before we'll get a couple, I guess, should preface quick schedule update. This will be the final video from down in Texas, and then we'll get a couple videos from back home, and then I am shipping off, actually, as I record this tomorrow. It's Saturday, August 17th is when I'm actually recording this voice memo. I took the video footage about 2 weeks ago or so when I was back down in Texas. So I figured there's a lot of kind of crop diversity in the area. So I figured it'd be actually really cool just to kind of show you guys. So real quick, so what you guys just looked at there, this is a Milo field. And so this is really my first time ever seeing Milo was down in this area. And the thing about, you can kind of see there's the stripper from the video we just had. But when Milo is really young, so early in the year, I really can't tell the difference between Milo and corn. So it looks very similar to corn, but as it matures, Milo stays pretty short and corn grows very tall. And Milo actually gets, the fruit of a Milo plant is actually up on top. So where a corn tassel is, that's where you actually harvest it. You harvest it with a draper. I wish I would have seen a field that actually was already heading out, but I wasn't able to see that. So I'm actually heading over here. You can kind of see there's the cornfield right here to the left. I'm going to show you guys a little side by side of what they would look like. So you can kind of see corn on the left is very, very tall, where the Milo is pretty short. So it's definitely an interesting crop. I'm not sure what the Milo seeds are used for, but I know a lot of Milo is chopped for forage. I know some farmers cut the tops off and then leave the rest, and then they'll actually chop the rest too. So anyway, down in northwest Texas, there's quite a bit of Milo because there's a lot of dairies. There is a lot of corn as well, and a lot of it is chopped. But you guys can kind of see there's a cornfield, top of corn plants with tassel. This corn's about 9 feet tall or so. But every single one of these fields, every single one of these fields is pivot irrigated. So plants are not able to grow here without being pivot irrigated. So here's a little bit of zooming in on the sprinkler. You can kind of see how it's watering there. It's got drop hoses to prevent evaporation. So instead of releasing the water from up top, they drop it down low. They actually found that saves them a lot of water. So I'm zooming out. Like I said before, everything around here is pivot irrigated. Stuff that is not pivot irrigated just flat out doesn't grow. You can kind of see on the sides of the pivot, it's just weedy, kind of crappy looking ground. But I don't know, pivot irrigators are really cool. Pivot irrigated fields, just look at the sprayer tracks on those. That's just, to me, that's awesome. I mean, it's a cool sight down there. You got just circles of green everywhere. So, like I said, those two fields that we're looking at right there is Milo. We just looked at the cornfield. That tannish color is a cut wheat field. So the fields with the yellowish tint are usually corn, especially corn that's tasseled out. You can kind of see because most of these fields around here are corn, but there is some Milo. And then I'm not sure what that gray field is. We'll have to check that out a little later. I'm basically just going through the thoughts I had in my head. So obviously another crop that's grown down here is wheat. There's probably a decent amount of wheat grown. I'd say corn is probably the number one crop grown around here, then wheat. Biggest reason why wheat's grown around here, it's a good rotation crop for people that don't want to do corn every single year, but also there's demand for the grain as well as demand for the straw. Excuse me again. Man, you can definitely tell I'm recording this at 6:30 in the morning. But so like I said, there's a demand for the grain and demand for the straw. So every single wheat field that I've seen out here was windrowed and baled. Biggest thing is because all the dairies around here want as much straw as you can give them. So just about every field, every 120 to 140 acre circle is what they're called down here. They're called circles, not fields. But makes about anywhere from 800 to 1,200 straw bales, or 3x4 straw bales, I think. Or 3x3. Anyway, they make a lot of straw bales, and they're all kind of stacked together and stacked on the side of the field. That way, the dairy and some trucking companies can come and get them at any point. And at this point, I actually realized that there are birds swarming around me right there. You can kind of see about 10 of them. And I was like, oh crap, I'm climbing and getting out of there. Abort. So I was like, sorry guys, I was going to get more footage of the stack of bales. But yeah, I'm not going to ruin my drone. But anyway, then I was like, okay, this field looks really interesting. So I decided to drive up to it. You can kind of see my car there to the left and zoom down. But this is actually just a fallow field. There was a cornfield last year that looked like it was chopped because there wasn't much corn residue anywhere. And they just left it fallow all year for some reason. So I don't know. But this also kind of shows a view of how they actually chop these. How they chop corn silage, because they can kind of see you just go right up along the pivot to open it up, and then you just start doing circles. So it's pretty neat. But yeah, like I said, farming down here is a whole different ball game and a whole different animal than farming back up in Iowa where I'm at right now. But obviously not everything is farmland around here. Everything actually used to be pasture land up until about 75 years ago down here. And this is what the pasture looked like. Just thousands upon thousands of acres of just nothingness, all fenced in. I couldn't find any of the cows. But, I mean, you can kind of see there's not a lot growing except these, like, kind of bushy, tall weeds. I'll do a circle around here. But, I mean, you can kind of see it's just pasture as far as the eye can see. So the cows have got to be around here somewhere. There is a water source anytime. If you want to know where the water source is, you always look for a windmill, because that is what actually mechanically powers a pump to raise the water up out of the ground. And that was actually a picture of the dairy that buys a lot of hay or a lot of straw. So, but so next crop I saw, anyone got the idea what this is? It looked like broadleaf weed to me at first. Any idea? So this is actually sunflowers. I have never truly seen a sunflower field up until here. So this field was just about ready to head out. You can kind of see they're just about starting to poke out. Like, I'll zoom in on this one. I say another week or so, and it'd start turning golden. But this was actually a really cool find. I was actually kind of happy to find this. I didn't realize they grew sunflowers down here. I don't know if they're used for like seeds or oil or whatever, but it's just kind of cool. Here's another side by side of compared to corn. Corn's 9 feet tall. Sunflowers are probably 3 to 4. So anyway, it was a pretty cool crop to see. Like I said, it was really bushy, really massive leaves, I should say. So, like, it's just an interesting crop. So what I do know about sunflowers is you almost have to have a dedicated head, because it's a row crop, but you can't just cut it with a corn head, because all the sunflower seeds will just drop right through. So you can either get an adapter kit for your corn head to kind of protect the seeds from falling through, or you just get a dedicated head. But, I don't know. To me, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm just amazed and always just mesmerized at looking at pivot irrigated fields. Like, it's just really cool to see how they plant around the pivots, how the pivot actually just goes through and waters. So the farms around here usually water pivots not 24/7. They always have water running when the crops are growing, and usually, like, it takes anywhere from 5 to 7 days to make a full revolution around the fields, just because they're always putting water down. And usually when they're putting water down, each plant gets about 1 inch to 1.5 inches per revolution. So about an inch and a half every 5 to 7 days. So that's actually a decent amount of rainfall. In Texas, they're actually governed by the state of Texas to they're limited on the amount of water you can give per acre. So if you have a circle on a 160-acre section, even though you're only farming 120 acres worth, you can actually put on 160 acres worth of water, because you're not putting any water on the corners. So there's a big potato farm out of Idaho that branched down here that grows a lot of potatoes. I could not find any potato fields, guys, so I was not able to get any potato fields footage. But like I said, there are potatoes grows down here, corn, milo, wheat, sunflowers. I think that's it that I saw, that I ran into. There's probably more. I think there's a couple specialty crops down here as well. So anyway, guys, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms, guys. And of course, as always, ta-ta for now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next one.